I'm Bernard Carvalho, Council Member Carvalho. Happy to be with you all. Of course, this is a County Council Roundup. Of course, Chair Rapozo is not here. He's on the mainland in Texas, visiting his ohana, which is very important. And Vice Chair Kualii couldn't make it as well. He's not feeling well, as he's under the weather as well. So I'm here to share with you our council meeting and some of the one major item that happened at our county council. But before I do that, we had a beautiful invocation by Kumu Troy Lazaro. Every month, the first meeting of the month, we open in prayer. And so I just want to mention how wonderful his delivery was on encouraging everybody to stay connected spiritually. So just wanted to mention that, which is very important. And on behalf of Chair Rapozo and Vice Chair Kualii, I'm just going to share with you some of the couple things that happened, but the main one on our agenda. So normally we have our consent calendar, our communications, from throughout the various meetings, more for approval and all of that. So that was part of the discussion. And then we did have our committee report from our Public Safety and Human Resources Committee. Again, just approving the healthy discussion we had on disasters and working with our Public Safety and Human Services team members as council members. So that passed. But the main one was our resolution urging the Hawaii State Legislature to implement safe nurse-to-patient staffing requirements. And that was really emotional, because we had a numerous number of nurses or medical support team members submitting their written testimony, but there was a lot of them that came physically. They were actually there in the council chambers, sharing their hearts and souls on how they, as nurses, our nurses of Kauai, feel like they just need additional support. And what I wanted to do, and of course the administration was there to share their side. So there's both sides going back and forth. But we, myself and Council Member Fern Holland, put together this resolution. And the resolution is pretty much, a statement that we support this. We cannot really implement because it's more at the state level with our House and Senate. So what I wanted to do is share with you what it is, the resolution itself and what it meant. So be it resolved by the Council of the County of Kauai, State of Hawaii, that the County Council or the County of Kauai urges the Hawaii State Legislature to implement safe nurse-to-patient staffing requirements for hospitals. And then the other one was that the council encourages the reconsideration and support from all members of the House of Representatives for House Bill 1244, and encourages the consideration and support from all senators for Senate Bill 424, both of which would establish minimum nurse staffing requirements, create nurse staffing committees, and appropriate funds to the Department of Labor and Industrial Relations. So in general, our nurses, we're looking at, they don't feel like they have enough support during the normal workday. They have different floors, they take care of different levels of medical care. And what they're asking, I just want to say it, and that's what they said, a 5 to 1, a 1 to 5 ratio. 1 nurse to 5. Sometimes they get 1 to 6, 1 to 7, 1 to 8. So this is where the nurses are at. And in addition to that, they all had their own individual stories or concerns or ways of making it happen. They're not asking too much. They want too little. They just want this balance. And then the administrative side, of course, they're saying they're going through negotiations. It's been since May of 2024 that they're still in conversation right now. So what we, Councilmember Fern and myself, wanted to bring to the table is, let's try and get to that place where we can support our nurses. On a personal note, my wife was a nurse for 30 plus years, and my daughter-in-law is a nurse as well. So I understand that on a personal note. But as a council member, we wanted to really make a strong statement to the community in support of our nurses. And I know it's not administrators saying you can't do this, you can't do that. They're working it, but we're encouraging them to quickly or come to a solution so our nurses can feel confident and more safe in the very important work that they do. So on behalf of our county council, we went through all the testimony, and at the end, it was unanimously approved. And like I said, of course, Council Member Rapozo and Kualii could not be present because of where they were, but it did pass. So now it's taking it to the next level, to the state, the legislature, the Senate, as I read earlier. And then hopefully, based on that discussion, the administrative and the nurses part of it can really work together. Maybe you don't even need this larger branch. I'm just speaking from my heart, that I think it's important that we look forward to supporting our nurses. They're not asking too much, no too little, just in the middle line. And so on behalf of our council members, I think that was a big part for all of us here, on Wednesday. So that kind of ends my sharing for today. Again, we did go through several other areas of our agenda, but this was the main item on our agenda, to look at safe nurses, safe practices for nurses. So thank you so much, and on behalf of our county council, and see you next time. Aloha.